Brent Crude Oil 0.5% surge. Strengthen your energy strategy. Brent Crude Oil's 0.5% price surge demands you strengthen your energy strategy and build stronger cash flow. Brent reached $88.52, up 1.67% after a 0.5% intraday surge, proving you cannot treat geopolitical uncertainty as background noise when energy costs directly threaten cash flow. Renewed Israel-Hezbollah violence, tanker attacks, and stalled U.S.-Iran negotiations are simultaneously reshaping supply, freight, inflation, and corporate forecasts, exposing the weakness of static energy planning assumptions. On August 15, Israeli strikes killed at least 11 people, while Hormuz negotiations remained unresolved, creating simultaneous physical supply, sanctions, and transportation risks for globally exposed businesses. The Strait of Hormuz historically moves about 20 million barrels daily, roughly 20% of global petroleum liquids consumption, with approximately 80% destined for Asia, making disruption economically dangerous. Only 5 commodity vessels crossed Hormuz on August 15 and none on August 16, versus 31 the previous weekend and more than 130 daily before February. You should recognize that only 3.5 to 5.5 million barrels daily of pipeline capacity can redirect crude around Hormuz, leaving substantial flows without immediate alternatives during disruption. Brent previously reached $90.74 on July 29, a 7.9% single-session increase, while Goldman Sachs expected $80 to $90 until U.S.-Iran negotiations produced clearer outcomes. U.S. July retail sales fell 0.6%, core sales declined 0.4%, and Goldman Sachs cut Q3 growth expectations to 2.2%, creating simultaneous demand weakness and energy cost pressure. Consumer sentiment dropped from 55.2 to 51, below 54.5 expectations, while one-year inflation expectations climbed to 4.3%, intensifying the margin squeeze confronting your business. L-Impact Solutions argues your risk model is probably too static when Brent moved from $82.49 on August 6 to $88.52 on August 14, nearly 7.3% higher. Static oil assumptions such as $70, $80, or $90 can conceal 15% to 25% intramonth volatility, while diesel costs may rise 20 to 60%, insurance 15% to 40%, and shipping times 7 to 21 days. Crude hedging alone may cover less than 50% of real energy cost volatility, while sanctions affecting more than 1,000 individuals, vessels, and aircraft create hidden exposure across 3 to 5 intermediary layers. Businesses must not assume weaker demand solves supply disruption. Projected 1.2 million barrel daily demand decline cannot neutralize 3 to 5 million barrels of lost flexibility when inventories approach 30 to 35 days. You need to monitor refined products, because crack spreads can widen 10 to 18% even when Brent falls, meaning crude benchmarks may understate operational inflation by 2 to 3x during logistics stress. Build scenarios around Brent at $75, $90, $105 and $120, linking each to freight, currency, inventory, and margin thresholds because a $20 to $30 oil swing can alter costs 12% to 18%. Your early warning dashboard should track Brent, WTI, refined spreads, tanker rates, Hormuz traffic, inventories, lead times, and sanctions, because tanker rates can jump 40% to 120% within 2 to 3 weeks. Combine hedges, indexed contracts, and inventory buffers using 50%, 70%, and 90% confidence bands, potentially reducing earnings volatility 20% to 35%, while diversification should address disruptions lasting 30, 60, or 90 days. Energy shocks can extend cash conversion cycles by 10 to 25 days. Stress test 20% higher energy, 15% higher freight, and 10 to 15 extra inventory days, potentially cutting free cash flow 8% to 18%. L-Impact Solutions recommends testing 10%, 25%, and 40% energy cost increases, reverse stressing 10% EBITDA damage, reducing correlated exposure 30% to 50%, and maintaining 90 to 120 days liquidity coverage. Ultimately, protect margins, diversify supply, strengthen contracts, and activate response playbooks within 48 hours. Firms responding 2 to 3x faster can preserve cash flow when volatility reaches 10% to 30% quarterly. Can your margins survive another oil shock before cash flow breaks? Comment your answer below. For more analyses, visit our consultancy website. Link in description below. Thank you.